I'm going to talk to you guys about social emotional learning. So what it is, the process of, it's understanding and managing your emotions, setting and achieving positive goals, feeling and displaying empathy, starting and sustaining positive relationships, making decisions that are responsible. And then I put up here, is this just for kids? No, it's for adults too. But since we're teachers, we're focusing on our kiddos. So there's the 5 core competencies of SEL. There's self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. And then I got this little chart for you guys to see those 5 competencies. Oh, and I put this little picture about the whole child because we want to work on teaching the whole child, not just academics, but we want to focus on the social as well. So someone who has good self-awareness recognizes their emotions, they recognize their strengths that they have, things they're good at, but they also can recognize their limitations and their challenges, things that they need to improve in. But during this process, they make sure that they're staying confident and optimistic. And then I also put that someone who has good self-awareness wants to grow and improve. So they actually want to do that and they're going to seek out growth. And I have a couple little pictures that just show that. This one's just like an iceberg and has like there's the surface message and then the deeper. They want to go a little deeper and grow. And someone who has good self-management, they manage their stress well, they have self-control, so they can control their impulses pretty well. They motivate themselves, so they're going to set goals and then they're going to try to meet those goals and eventually meet them. And then I just have some pictures for self-control. This is something we see every day that I think our kiddos enjoy. And then having good social awareness. So when you have good social awareness, you can understand other people's points of view and you can really empathize with them. So even when others' backgrounds and cultures are different, they can still have that empathy and really understand them. I think especially at our school with the some of it's diverse, but they do, some of the kids I've heard really need to work on understanding other kids' point of views. And someone who has good relationship skills. They're a good communicator, a good listener. They resist the peer pressure that might be in class or on the playground. And they can just discuss constructively conflicts they might have inside or outside of the classroom. They can also seek out help from teachers or other students. And they offer help to others. And I just have some little pictures of them talking and playing. Someone who's good at decision making is someone who makes positive behavior choices. They strive to make positive decisions when they're with each other in class and outside of the classroom. And they base those decisions on a moral standard. So they have to focus and think about safety, they think about social norms to make those decisions. And then again, I just put this picture, but I put all the little definitions of each core competency. So I've got some quotes from teachers and students, and I wanted to read them to you. These are things that I think really show that this SEL training is needed at our school site, and we need to be showing these skills and teaching them to our students. So one of the students at our school said, "Do you like her because she's Mexican?" Another student said, "White people don't know how to dance." A student said, "I don't have any friends." A student said, "No one wants to play with me." And that same student talked about how they don't have any friends, they go on the playground and they just walk around, nobody comes up to them and plays with them. And if they ask them to play with them, they don't come up to them and they say no. A teacher said, "When I asked a student why she didn't follow directions, she replied, 'Because I didn't want to, I wanted to do what I wanted.'" Another student said, "Kids keep coming up to me and calling me mean names." A student said, "No, that's mine." A teacher said, "Some students today were trying to convince an EL student to say bad words." A teacher also said, "A few students forged their parents' signatures on a progress report." It was more than one, it was like a few. Some students often came up to a teacher after recess to complain about something that went on the playground, some issue with another student, maybe they're not playing fairly, talking about the refs not calling good calls, things like that is consistently happening. And the new nades are coming up and consistently saying things. And another teacher said, I told a student one day that they were talking while I was talking. The student responded, why are you talking while I'm talking? So these are actually students and teachers at our school site, and this is clearly a need, and we're seeing things just like this being said every day. We're hearing these things all the time. Clearly we need some more support. So how can we integrate it in our classrooms? So we're going to have a little activity where we're going to collaborate and work together. We're going to have different posters. I have 5 around the room, and there's a chart marker by each. And what I want you guys to do is just make your way around each poster and talk about that core competency. So over here is one core competency, and the next one, the next one, and the next one. And it has the little things that I talked about from each PowerPoint presentation or slide. And so you can remember just those things you're looking for, the skills you're looking for. And I want you guys to write down, in my classroom, how can I help kids, support them with working on these skills? And just kind of jot some ideas of how you can integrate it into the classroom. And the little sticky notes, there's yellow ones on each. There's some conversation starters. So just in case you get there and you get a little stuck, there's a question that you can ask yourselves and discuss. I'm going to signal with rotations with my little instrument. I'll just hit it and so you know to keep moving from each poster. And then like I said, we're going to talk about it after. So if I could have 1 or 2 volunteers, whoever wants to share out what you guys discussed, and then we can talk about that a little bit more. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and start at the first poster, and then we'll move around with the signals. And then I'll probably just be giving you guys little things to think about as you're at each poster.
Black and white decision making of is it positive? Also, do I include others in groups? Like when they're with upper grade, I get a lot more of like that's where their social interactions are most at like conflict times, because they're either excluding or they're overpowering in the conversation, and then somebody gets highly upset and they can't regulate that. So I'd say like during group, what do you guys call it exactly? Like
what?
Group.
During group time.
Group time, is it just group time?
Like when they work with
Yeah.
different people in groups?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, or pair
Is it
share.
pair share?
Or it depends how many people, or trios or whatever.
Exactly, anytime it's more than 2.
Yeah.
Right, so it's allowing those listening, so I'm going over like, did you listen to your partner? Did you pause and think? Did you notice in their facial expressions if they were done talking, and then took turns, so it's a lot of turn taking, things like that.
Wow, that sounds. I wish you could do that with everyone.
Yeah, it's hard to like get every kid to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to have that small
Yeah.
group, like you're saying.
Yeah. Or even making a choice: should I raise my hand or blurt out? Like something
Mhm.
so simple.
So I just list the.
Just things that you would do in the classroom.
Oh, bringing back homework, that's
Oh,
another, bringing
yeah.
back homework, so I'm working with them like on organizational skills, that's responsible decision making.
Yeah.
Doing your homework, studying.
Mm-hmm.
How about like taking turns or asking permission from the teacher?
Yeah. Or even following the class rules.
So I always ask my students if when they interact with their peers, how would you feel if someone did that to you? Because a lot of them are really mean to each other. It's just-
Yeah, I talk about that a lot too.
Mhm.
Because there's always those little things they say, and you're like,
You say,
wait a minute, let's think about if they said that to you, how would that make you feel? And
Yeah.
they kind of make that face like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Listening?
So sometimes they need that
Listen,
prompt to
follow.
like
Think
really
about
think
it.
about, oh, I wouldn't like this if someone did that to
Yeah.
me.
In the moment, they don't think that.
Mhm. I've been seeing this a lot recently with my group work, because I have them in groups for science, and they're going to teach about weather. And I have a couple groups where I'm like, okay, you guys need a little bit more support where I'm sitting with you guys and prompting you guys to have positive decision making and be nice, taking turns.
Yeah,
the one in
tattle,
China?
the tattle monster.
Yeah.
So it's my kids in first grade asking me what's happening to all of our tattles, and I'm like, they're still being eaten. He's still eating all the tattles because I did a tattle monster activity, and they had to.
You guys could just put your last finishing notes and then come back to your seats. We'll just discuss a little bit quickly about what we talked about.
No, it hasn't worked in months.
Oh my gosh. So, just if you guys could share out, I want to just talk about what each section, that we went to, the posters. Like, what's something that stuck out to you that you want to try now that you discussed it in your classroom? For one or multiple posters that just generated some ideas for you guys. And if anybody wants to volunteer.
I want to incorporate using goal setting in the classroom. I've seen other teachers do where they have a goal every month, or if you're younger, like every week, and making sure kids get to reflect on it and see if they achieve those goals, or if not, how are they going to achieve those goals? Like, what are the steps? Not like, I have a goal and I didn't meet it, so whatever else, let's forget about it. So really just following through with that and teaching them that life skill, I guess.
And like persevering if they don't
Yeah.
reach it, and
Yeah.
what are they going to do next?
Yeah, and not thinking they failed, but thinking of a different way that they can succeed.
Yeah. I liked how we wrote like revisiting and academic and social, and the journaling too, to keep them focused and looking at it again. Anything else that you guys want to try to integrate in your classroom, or something that you liked that you discussed?
I like the process overall. Like, I think this would be good for kids to come up with what they think they have to be responsible for, or decisions that they're making in their classroom.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what their ideas are about what their responsibilities are, or what does self-awareness mean to them.
And then kind of pulling from what they're talking about, and then building like activities that are going to support those areas. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Anything else?
I like incorporating choice. Like,
Yeah.
when the time comes financially or whatever, I really want to do flexible seating and give them that choice and that opportunity to be responsible for their choices. But first year teachers, so not
Yeah.
yet.
Give it a couple years first.
Yeah.
All right. So I was just thinking that we could plan some more PDs that would go and support each of these core competencies. So based off of the posters and what we did today and talked about, I'm going to plan a whole year-long professional development. And so there's going to be different sessions that focus on the different core competencies, and then just things to help you guys in the classroom. And I think it's important because what we did today was a lot of collaboration. And then it's kind of like a little PLC, a little community that we're forming. And so I'm going to set up some times that we can talk about this in the future too, and have more sessions where we can try this out in our classroom, and then talk about how well that went, or things that we want to improve on, or just get more ideas from what others were doing in our little community. And then I'm going to create a little Google Drive so we could communicate about what we're doing, if you want to post pictures on there, or little videos, or just ideas. And then we can just look at it and then talk about it when we meet again. And then in the future, after we finish doing all of the SEL PD, if you guys wanted to, I was thinking we could do more PLCs where we focus on like other topics that you guys are interested in. So we know this is a need that we want to focus on, but if there's anything else you want to focus on too, then we can meet and help each other with that. But those are just my recollections. So thank you guys for helping me with this professional development and talking and discussing about SEL. And I'm looking forward to our future meetings.